How many of you are prepared for an incident like this? Get my new book, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival, and I will teach you to think like an attacker so you can truly defend yourself. Don't just react, act. Available for pre-order now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Sheep No More. Get it.
My name is Jonathan Gillum. And this is The Experts.
This is Jonathan Gillum, and this is The Experts on Facebook Live, Twitter, and there's like 4 people on YouTube. But hey, listen, it's a Saturday. As you can see, I got a few more books here, and we are going to be working on getting these books. I don't even have the books that are coming to me yet, so I've got a couple hundred books that are going to be coming to me. Once I get those and I get them signed, those are coming out to the people who donated on the GoFundMe page. It's going to be a little rocky at first, so just bear with me. I'm going to have to. We're going to have to get everybody's addresses. We're going to take care of that. Jim DeLong is going to help me out with this, and possibly a couple other people. But we'll get your addresses off of GoFundMe, and then we're going to get these things shipped out. So just bear with me on this. I don't know how much the shipping costs and all this stuff. These are going to be things that I have to figure out. But let's talk a little bit about the book sales so far and what we can do as a group to get it going even more. Let's do it. Okay. So I just wanted to do a quick Saturday. I didn't do a Friday night special. I had to go to another Christmas party last night, and they handed out books, and so a lot of people got autographs and books that were there, and those books were purchased by somebody else that were delivered. But even they only got half of the purchase order. So there's some backlog with these books. I know that because it's pretty high demand. Barnes & Noble apparently has sold out. So I guess that's sold out online. So that is, I guess, if you had 99 problems, that seems like one, but I guess it's a good thing. That means they're being bought. So if you've, and I said this, I tried to warn everybody about this because I knew this book was going to go off the shelves pretty quickly. If you are having trouble getting it delivered, it's delayed, or if you're just now ordering one, there's going to be a little bit of delay in getting this book. But listen, just bear with us. It's my first book. You know, this is the truth about publishing world is I'm a first-time author, so it's a gamble risking on a first-time author. And yeah, the book is taking off, and this book is going to become iconic. Mark my words on that. Because of the world that we live in. And people are going to, once the word continues to get out, thanks to you all in the CQRF, the people who follow this show loyally, you're going to continue to help me get this word out. More and more people are going to buy this book, and it's going to become bigger and bigger. So it's going to be more readily available. At first, sometimes, a lot of times for a first-time author, there's hiccups in this area because there's so much high demand. And again, it's a gamble printing, thousands and thousands of books on an author that's never published before. So I can't thank Anthony Zaccardi and Post Hill and my literary agent, Jennifer Cohen, and everybody that works over there that has helped me out tremendously in getting this and believing in the book. And listen, I'm going to thank all the publishers over the past 2 years that turned me down. Listen, I love teaching people lessons, and I guess maybe when they realize that they don't have a firm grasp on what's relevant or not, because I was told by numerous people that this book was not relevant, I hope they learn a lesson from this. Or not. That way I can continue to do the ones that I want and not worry about those people. But listen, anyway, with the signed books, we're working on getting the books ordered. We're going to get them in, and then I'm going to once I get your names off of GoFundMe, we'll get your addresses and all that stuff. Don't put your address up there yet. Wait until Jim and I have a chance to sit down. He's been busy. I've been injured, and we're going to contact you on via GoFundMe, and we'll get your address. Some people have sent me their addresses online, but again, those get lost every time I host like the Sean Hannity's radio show because I get hundreds and hundreds of emails. So, let's see. Somebody who's being rude, Annie. I don't know who's being rude. So we'll get that stuff to you. I can't help it if you're upset about that, we'll get these to you. I don't manners. This is not a normal show. Oh, is this we got a troll over here? Thomas. Let's see here. Hold on. We rarely get trolls on Facebook. Let me see if we got a troll here. Hold on. Let's see here. I don't see a Thomas. Oh, he left. Okay. We'll block him afterwards. Welcome Christine Newmeyer to the show. And who else is adding? My Uncle Kelly. And so I'm going to go and eat some the most delicious pizza in New York City. I don't remember the name of the place, but it's it's got prosciutto and fig on it. I've never had a pizza like this before. I'm going to go eat that. And you know what? While we're here, since it's Saturday, if you haven't gotten yourself something to toast with, go ahead and grab something. We didn't do the Friday night toast, so we're going to have a little toast here in a minute. And I want to tell everybody I'm going to be on Rita Cosby's show tomorrow in the morning. I just wrote her. She hasn't written me back. I wanted to see what time the show is. It's WABC in the morning. I don't know exactly what time that is in the morning, unfortunately. I'll try to find out for you, and then I'll post that. I did post that it's going to be on. I just don't know what time it's going to be on. So one thing I want to talk about real quick is that I have a feeling, and this has, I just want to talk real quick about the news. I was looking at the news earlier. I have a feeling that there's going to be some stuff going on in the next couple of weeks with this Mueller investigation, as most people do. What I want people to start looking out for, to give you a heads up, is that I don't want you to buy into this. I've seen a couple of videos people sent to me off of Facebook that these people that term themselves alt-right, and those I don't know what that means. I'm no part of any of those groups, but they are making videos saying that I'm a Trump supporter. But I don't believe anybody is a Messiah except for Jesus Christ. That's it. He's the only Messiah that was and is and will be. And I think that President Trump has done a great job of understanding the reality of what's going on, but by no means is President Trump or myself or anybody else ever going to be a Messiah. He's doing the best he can in a swamp that is it's really a cesspool that is almost you just can't function in. But I keep seeing these videos by these alt-right people trying to make President Trump into a savior and trying to show that Mueller and Sessions are really working with the president and also Rosenstein in order to get one over on the Clintons. And I'm telling you, there's no evidence of that. In fact, there's evidence of the complete opposite of that. There's evidence that Mueller, because I worked in the FBI under Mueller, Mueller turned the FBI from a criminal organization, or a criminal investigative organization or agency, into an intelligence agency. And when you do that, the only people that benefit from that, it's not the agents, believe it or not. We didn't. The information that we fed up was often sent back down to us, so it really wasn't doing us much good on investigations. But who it really does benefit are these select few people at the very top of the government, because they're the ones who make the most of any type of intelligence that's coming in. You can see that the DOD, the CIA, the FBI, the DOJ, all these people are being controlled by a very small group of people. That used to sound conspiratorial. I don't think it sounds very conspiratorial anymore. So I have a feeling that there's going to be some things happening in the next month or so with, if this slush fund list of senators and congressmen where they're using our taxpayer monies to pay people off for sexual allegations, that is going to be the beginning of a tsunami of resignations in Congress, in the Senate. It may very well lead to a better understanding of what was happening with the Clintons and so on, because people are going to start flipping. This is the way this stuff happens. So hopefully that's what will go on. Just keep your eyes open for that, and it potentially may go that way. But remember, ultimately, folks, we are what this country was created for, the people. We're the ones that are supposed to serve each other. And that starts, again, with dialogue, with understanding what reality is all about. And it's very important, if you're a troll, that you listen up, or if you're a Facebook liberal that's controlling how many people we reach. And obviously Facebook is playing games with this, whether it be because they want to get us to pay or because they don't believe in our ideology. Either way, Facebook is, and YouTube, they have completely limited the amount of people that this show reaches. There for a while, it was flying under the radar, reaching 1 million people, and then they put a quick kibosh on that because they want us to spend millions of dollars, as some of these groups do, on advertising. Well, that's not going to happen on this show. So that's about it. I don't want to go into too long of a tirade. It's Saturday. Everybody should have something to drink and be relaxing. And I'm sorry I got to keep moving around, but this leg, because I got jeans and stuff on with this splint, it goes numb. My foot goes numb sitting it up here. So why don't we do this? I just want to say this real quick before we go to the Truth Zone. I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in every night and taking part in this, for standing up against the trolls when they tune in, for talking about the show. Regardless of what the numbers are online, I'm getting more and more people where I'm going to special events and stuff where they're literally walking up to me and saying they've been following this show for over a year. And when I ask them how they found out about it, they found out about it from somebody else that was watching, a boss, a coworker, a friend, a daughter, or son. So that's phenomenal that this thing is growing the way it is, and it's all because of you all, because we are all hungry for the truth. We're all hungry for freedom. We're all hungry for a united citizenry, and we're all tired of what's going on in the government. So I can't thank everybody enough for all that you've done for this show. It's you are the show. You are. The same thing with the book. So everybody that's gotten the book, I'm going to, I know you need time to read it. If you read like I do, it's going to be a month before you read it. But as you read it, don't hesitate to go over to Twitter or Barnes & Noble, not Twitter, well, Twitter too, but Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and leave a review. And remember, this isn't Christmas. This book is going to be around forever. Anytime there's a terrorist attack or a pedophile or anything that comes out in the news, people can then refer back to this book and say, I knew that. After I read that, I thought about this. And I'm going to try to have some follow-on stuff that helps you and guides you through with this book. But as you can see, this book is a foundation that gives you the ability to really divide your life up and target yourself so that you can have better defenses and a better awareness. Make sure that you're telling everybody that you can about this book. It's not just a book. This is an instruction manual. It's got stories in here, but the reality is chapter 3 is really where the meat of this book is at. The lessons are also learning about it. You see, when you read this book, you're going to see in the very beginning how I crafted the very first part of it so that you can kind of understand how you research different attackers and their behaviors. I laid it out. That's exactly how you'll go through and look for their behaviors online. I showed you how you put in these target packages together, and in the end, we talk about the defense, the reality of escape, evade, and fighting, and the reality of fear. This is a guide. This book is a guide to help you understand who, why, where, when, and how you could be attacked. Not just terrorism, sexual predators, workplace violence, pedophiles, sexual predators, robbers, burglars. You can figure it all out. But we listen, obviously, national television is the one hurdle that I have. I'm on a do not book list on Fox. I'm never going to go back on CNN. People don't understand the reality of this book, and I'm sure a lot of the news agencies know who I am, and I'm because I'm a conservative realist thinker, they're not going to have me on there. It's too bad because this book is neither conservative nor liberal. It's real. So in place of, and I truly believe this is possible, in place of national television, what I want to see is, I want to see the people spread this book. I want to see people calling the TV stations, calling the radio stations, telling their friends. When you go to an event, bring the book with you. Have it in your purse if you're a woman. Pass it around to people and say, hey, check this out. You need to go buy this book. You need to order this. This is going to change your life. It's not the most exciting book in the world, but it's a pretty easy read. I think people will tell you it's written for people, literally, it's written for people who don't normally read books. I'm one of those. I'm not a big reader. So as you can tell, I'm more of a big talker. So this book was written so that people can glide through it easily and understand and start to use the techniques. So with that, don't forget to leave a review on Amazon or on Barnes & Noble. It's when Christmas is over, it doesn't mean you can't still order this. This thing should be flying off the shelf. We were doing great. It's starting to slip a little bit right now. I'm going to be hosting several shows next week and the week after that, so it'll climb back up there. But I don't want to have to rely on radio. I want to rely solely on the CQRF, the people that watch this show, the people that believe in empowering and in this country and the citizenry and making the country better. You all are going to be the ones that get this book out there. I mean, anybody could tell you if you're talking right now, this is not a normal book. It is a guide to make you fully aware of the threats that are going on around you. I can guarantee you when you get through it, you're going to be looking at other stuff like politics and the news, and stuff's just going to make more sense to you. Is it the greatest thing ever? No, but we have fallen into a trap in this country of learned helplessness. And I don't know if you realize this, but there are families of the ruling elite that have never worked. These families don't work. They haven't worked all the way back before this country even began. Generation after generation, they're just loaded the Paul Ryans, the Kennedys. You can go, you know, there's all kinds of these, the Bushes, all these people, they come from stock that has had money, and they will, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, all these different people. Not saying they're bad, but the problem is that they live in a different world. That's why when you see all these people up in Washington, D.C. that go, they do stuff wrong, they go in front of the Congress, like when the Clintons go in front of Congress to have a hearing, nothing ever happens to anybody. They don't really dig. They don't get anything. The reality is they don't live by the same set of rules that we do, and they don't, just like every other executive you see in the government, they don't screw over other executives. So we have to band together. The reality is the rest of the country and the citizenry, the middle class, even the lower, even the poverty class, you got to step up and start realizing what's going on. You don't have to be dirty. You don't have to be dumb just because you're poor. Poverty does not mean that you have to be stupid. So why don't we do this? Let's go to the Truth Zone. If you don't have a drink, get your drink. Remember, I love every single one of you, and I want you to have a great Saturday and Sunday. Let's do the Truth Zone now. How many of you are prepared for an incident like this? Get my new book, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival, and I will teach you to think like an attacker so you can truly defend yourself. Don't just react, act. Available for pre-order now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Sheep No More. Get it. As you can see, I was a little slow on the draw there. So there's also going to be an audiobook out. It's fully recorded. It's at Audible. It's being where they got to format it and all that stuff, and it should be out around Christmas. So you'll also be able to get an an Audible version of the book, and it's also going to be, or it's out on Kindle as well. And I guess there's going to be a some Russian publisher bought the rights to translate it. So that's kind of cool. So listen, if other people want to read about our country and they want to be empowered as well and aware, then let's let them read it as well. Okay, so. But I want to tell you all, let's get your drink here, and I want to tell you that you know, last night when I was I can't really go into whose party it was last night, but it was pretty fun. Well, I guess I can now because it's after the fact. It was Sean Hannity's Christmas party, his radio Christmas party. What a fantastic group of people with Linda and Sean and Lauren and Ethan. Just amazing group of people. And Dan Bongino was there. I got to finally meet Dan Bongino. What an amazing guy. Buck Sexton, he was there. And so many other people. I got to meet a guy that I had never really even heard about, but his name's Tyler. I don't know what Tyler's last name is, but he owns 9 Line Apparel. What an amazing man this guy is. Former Delta 160th pilot. For those of you that are reading the book, I talk about them. I got to be around some great Americans last night, and it made me think while I was there that I'm lucky every single night when I turn this show on and I start talking, and I'm not just talking to a camera, I'm talking to you, and I'm looking at what you guys are writing, and I'm watching what you guys are saying, and I've talked to many of you offline and through email, and I'm just you give me hope in this country, and I just can't thank you enough for it. You know, screwing this leg up has given me plenty of time to think. And thankfully so, the Lord knows how to work things. He knows how to bless us. And the time to sit around and think about what I'm doing and where this is going and why I was called to it, well, I'm starting to figure that out. And it's because there is no other voice like this. There's lots of podcasts. There's lots of TV shows and radio shows. There's no other media outlet like this where we're not constrained by narratives, only by truth, and the interaction that I have with the people and the relationships that I've built with some of you all through this, the long-standing relationship that you all have had with this show, and the fact that when I sit down every day to get ready to do this show, stuff just pops out at me. The people need to know this. They need to know this. This is not being reported. So I want to raise a toast real quick before we run out of the music. And I want to thank all of you for being a part of this show for so long. And for those of you that's your first night, thank you for joining. Remember, as I always have said, it's one team, one fight. And the CQRF, the Constitutional Quick Reaction Force, that was just a whim. But the reality is, folks, we are growing. That may be another political party right there. Who knows? The future will only tell, but God knows. Listen, I love operating. I love a mission. And I love being with a great team. Here's to the CQRF. I'm Jonathan Gillum. My buddy Rico's over there. This is The Experts, and I'll see you Monday. The truth has arrived. Don't forget to tell everybody about the book, Sheep No More. You see it scrolling across the screen right now. And the GoFundMe page, gofund.me/The Experts Roadshow. I know you guys are buying Christmas gifts and stuff, so I'm not expecting too big of stuff coming into the GoFundMe page, but every dollar helps, and it helps me prepare for what's coming in January, hopefully January, February, where I can get back on the road and get this thing going. God bless all of you. Thank you. Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival. Remember, if you're not aware, you're a sheep. And it's better to be a sheepdog and stand against the wolves than it is to be led astray and fall to whoever is in charge. Never. I will never be like that. Join me, CQRF, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival. Tell everybody, let's make this an icon. Let's do it. Peace out.
Peace out. Happy Saturday.
Yeah, happy Saturday. Woohoo!
The truth has arrived. How many of you are prepared for an incident like this? Get my new book, Sheep No More, The Art of Awareness and Attack Survival, and I will teach you to think like an attacker so you can truly defend yourself. Don't just react, act. Available for pre-order now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Sheep No More. Get it.